Hi everybody, it's Avalon again. Okay, I'm home and I just want to talk to you guys about if you've had any experience in AA. They read these. They read something called the promises, the ninth step promises, and it's a bunch of things that you're supposed to get in recovery, like freedom of a new sense of freedom and happiness, respect of your family and friends instead of contempt, financial security. I mean, all these things, right? And so when you first come into recovery and you hear these things, you're thinking, "Oh my gosh, I cannot wait until that happens, until I get, some positive things from recovery." And as we go along in recovery, and you're doing this stuff for a while, you kind of start having a realization that not necessarily are you going to get those promises. They're not promised. But recovery isn't about, once I get recovered, my life is going to be great and beautiful and wonderful. Because for most of us, it's not the case. We may not ever, my credit is crap. Like, I just got everything cleared off and I have no credit. I couldn't buy a piece of gum on credit. And I've been doing this almost 5 years. And I don't have a relationship with my family. Life is not easy and just skipping through fields of daisies. It's very difficult a lot of the times, especially with a mental illness. Having DID brings a whole new set of issues into my life that I have to deal with, Bernie and I have to deal with. Because they always don't want recovery like I do. So they may try to sabotage me. Chronic depression, whatever mental illness that you have, AA or NA doesn't cure it. And so you may think, why am I still feeling like shit? I've been doing this for a while. Why am I still feeling like shit? Well, it's because life isn't easy. I mean, it really isn't, And when that sheriff's detective was standing in my living room yesterday, treating me like I was some sort of criminal, fear, embarrassment, like I was looked at as some sort of scammer. And I start having self-pity. See, I'm doing the right thing, but it doesn't matter. I might as well just do the wrong thing because shit, all this shit happens. And I mean, all these different things go through my mind. And, addiction is like first on the list of things that pop up. See, why don't you just go use? Because life sucks. At least you can escape. In all honesty, me using brings a whole new sense of problems. For one, I don't have Bernie. For two, I won't have a house to live in. I won't have my grandson. I won't have the respect that I've gained from people. And I won't have my own respect. Once you've been clean and sober for a while, going back out isn't going to be as easy as it was before. I'm going to know what I've done. I'm going to remember the life that I had. And getting high isn't going to do the same for me. It's going to bring guilt and shame. And I don't have another relapse in me. Like I don't have I have another relapse in me. I just don't have another recovery in me, starting all over again. I don't, I couldn't, I just wouldn't, I don't have it in me. And so, I think that reading those promises, is a good thing, I guess, but it shouldn't be promised. You could say these things may happen. You have a better chance of these things happening now that you're clean and sober. But it doesn't mean that my life's going to be wonderful. It doesn't mean that you're not going to have issues, that you're not going to be wrongly accused of something. And like in my case, if I did something wrong, or wasn't because I was trying to do something wrong, I may have didn't know the rules about how often my grandson had to be here. I've never been received money from social services, so I don't know what the deal is, and so you may have court things that you got to deal with. You may have broken the law in your addiction. You may have you may be in drug court. All these things are still going to have to happen, and for some of us, but it doesn't mean that being clean and sober isn't worth it. Sometimes when I'm down, I think it's not worth it. I'm emotionally devastated from what happened yesterday. And that's not the only thing that happened. There's other things that I just don't want to get into on here, but right now I feel like I've got a cinder block chained to my leg and it's pulling me into the water emotionally. And staying clean during these times hopefully will strengthen me for the next whatever happens, because in life things happen. And if I don't use during these times, then hopefully it will make me stronger for the next time. So anyway, thanks for listening, guys. Talking to you helps me to talk things out and to see things in a different way. And what would I tell you if you were me? If you were telling me what happened, what would I tell you? I would tell you it's not worth using. Do not use over this. You can get through this without it. We've got to learn to get through life without using, without escaping. And for those, I've been doing this for a very long time. I'm 52 years old. And so I was in quite a habit of escaping and not dealing with issues for a very long time. And so, the old saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. I'm not saying you can't, but it is very difficult. So anyway, today I'm just going to work on my painting. Here's what I'm working on. So I'm just going to try to escape into my painting later. So anyway, I'm going to let you guys go. Please share my videos. And, get my channel back up to where it was. I was only at 409 subscribers, my last channel. So it's not like, I'm just gaining as subscribers, by the thousands, but it was slowly growing, slowly coming. So slowly I was starting to come into like a pattern, like I thought I knew where my channel was going. And so that rug was ripped out underneath me. So, just if you think somebody can benefit from my story, share me. Try to have a good day, everybody. Brightest blessings and God is blessed.